All right, so in this video, I really want to talk about the importance of dreams. So in one of my previous videos, I talked about what is our dream, what is our calling, what is our career, and ultimately how it all connects to our purpose, right? I'm big on knowing what our purpose is and finding out our why. So if you haven't already, I recommend that you check out some of my previous videos to give you some definitions on dreams, callings, careers, and purpose.
Put on his head, I'm coming in high, I'm coming in quick, got what I got, I'm so content, he calling me bling, he running up chicks. Running up, loving that flex. Been on that back on here. I run at my place, they loving the spread. Foot on his neck.
All right, we're definitely trying out something new with this video. Give me some feedback if this is a hot mess and I'm doing too much. But I want to make sure I'm capturing my ideas and shooting really good content that's providing value to you all. So let me know if this works or not. So your boy is on his way to the gym. My morning routine is to make sure I get my kids on the bus, and then I make sure that I get a quick workout in, probably no more than 45 minutes to an hour, and then I get to work after that. So this is a good time for me to shoot some content. So for today's episode, I want to talk about dreams. So this is something for me that is near and dear to my heart, but as a career coach is very practical. It's actually very pragmatic. It's not as abstract and lofty as most of us would think, especially for us as experienced professionals, as adults. I don't think we talk about dreams enough. What I have found as a career coach, I'm working with people that have been in the workforce for anywhere from like maybe 1 or 2 years to like 40 years. Like they've been at a job or just in an industry for X amount of time, and they've been stuck. And so they approach me to say, hey Q, help me to get unstuck, for lack of better words. And so along the lines in our lives, I think that we let our dreams die. We stop thinking big of ourselves. I think reality hits us, and we have to make some big boy and big girl decisions about our lives, whether it might be our family, maybe it might be paying for bills and just managing our finances, or maybe we have had our dreams disrupted, and so just life hits us, and for whatever reason our dreams die, right? So I work with a lot of professionals and individuals who are trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B. So let's talk about dreams here. When I previously discussed the importance of dreams, dreams are essentially an internal desire for an actualized future, right? It's something that we want for ourselves, for our future. I think that's extremely important. I'm reading, or actually I've just finished a book by Dr. Eric Thomas. It's called You Owe You. I'll be 100 bands with you. When I first thought about like reading the book, I was like, man, I hope this isn't one of those self-help books where it's kind of cultivating this sense of entitlement. It actually was not. It's the first time where I've kind of realized I have some problems with putting others before myself, right? So if you haven't already, I recommend you read the book You Owe You by Dr. Eric Thomas. One of the ideas that he talks about is that, you know, we often put others before ourselves. We often don't prioritize what we need for our lives. When we prioritize what we need, we can then operationalize our calling. We can then maximize what kind of work, gifts, opportunities has God given us to then go help others. But first, we got to start with us. We owe us. You owe you. The reason why dreams are important is because without a vision, we don't have nothing to shoot for. We're just running a rat race. We're going in a hamster wheel over and over. And the most important thing is, like, if you don't have a dream for yourself, somebody else would definitely have a dream for you. What I mean is this: not everybody needs to start a business. Not everybody needs to be out on their own. Most of us are going to go out and work for somebody else, and that is okay. The problem is this: is if we don't know what we want for our lives, we're going to constantly be employed, not just employed by other people, but we're going to be told what to do, or we're going to have to adapt our skill set for other people. We're going to have to adapt our values, meaning our preferences, how we want our lives to look like for other people. You have to have a dream for yourself. Again, I'm not telling us that we need to all go out and start businesses, but your career will constantly be dictated by somebody else's preferences and standards. Like, that's why dreams are super important. It's funny because when we look at the most successful people in life, these are people that have been very laser focused. Like, they have not really cared about what other people says about them. I hate to use him as an example because Lord knows he's a hot mess. But when we think about Kanye is an absolute monstrosity to the culture. I'm just gonna keep it $100. But the brother has been very unadulterated about his dreams. He thinks very highly of himself and what he can do, and he doesn't let anybody else dictate that. That's just what it is. As a career coach, I got a chance to work with another young man. His name is Jimmy Moreland. He plays in the NFL. Jimmy, really great athlete, right? He plays cornerback. When you think about the prototype NFL cornerback, he probably should not be in the league, let alone be in the league for 7 years producing, right? He was drafted by the Washington Commanders a few years ago. I think he's bounced around to a few teams, but he's made a living. Like, he's made millions of dollars. I use Jimmy as a story, as an example, because this brother, he was actually kicked off the football team when he was in college. He got in some trouble, but he stayed laser focused. Like, he's somebody where he came from a rough part of Florida, and he was just laser focused on, like, all right, I'm going to the league. This is what it is. And I see this over and over, especially for young black men. Our dreams are often like, I want to go into the entertainment industry. I want to be a rapper, or I want to go to the league, right? But I think it's important to have that level of intensity for our dreams. So I just use Jimmy as an example that, based off of the world standards, the prototypical cornerback in the NFL, and the naysayers in the world, he shouldn't be in the league. He really shouldn't. But his dreams have propelled him to get to where he is. I use him as an example because I think we have to have that same mindset. I think we have to have that same focus. I have been guilty so many times of just letting other people dictate what I can and cannot do, right? So that's the importance of dreams. All right, so you're probably like, hey, Q, this is all good. Dreams are super important. I get what you're saying. How can I actually operationalize this? Like how can I make this applicable for my life? Like, why is this important? So this is how you operationalize this. This is how it's applicable. For those of us that are stuck, right? Maybe we've been in an organization for X amount of time and we just don't know where to go. Or maybe we're at a stage where we just don't know where to start. Like, we might be a student or early in our career, we just don't know where to start, right? I think it's important to first go up. Like, I don't know what your relationship is with God, but you got to start there. Like, if I am creation, I need to go to the creator to know what my purpose is. Like, I can tell you all day what I think your purpose is. So I think you need to first start with having a relationship with God. Like, that's the first step, right? Go up. The next thing is start to go in. Like, you got some natural gifts within yourselves, right? You have some natural gifts, and you have this thing called a unique discontent. So shout outs to Dr. Darius Daniels. Your unique discontentment is something inside of you just burns. It's a problem that, has been put inside the depths of your soul to solve, right? To help people. So that's one place to go inward, but also going inward, what are your natural gifts, right? So the three things that I often look for are, what are your values, what are your interests, and what are your skills, right? Values meaning, like, how do I want my life to look? Like, being able to travel, work-life balance, being able to have a certain salary, those are all values language. Interest is like, what am I naturally drawn to? It doesn't mean that I have to be good at it, but for me, I'm a creative. I'm drawn to opportunities where I can make something brand new, right? Some of us are drawn to doing things with our hands, to be out and about. Some of us are drawn to scientific things, being able to do some research, being able to investigate. So that's language for going in. And then skills. Maybe you've done a job for 10, 15, 20 years and you might not love it, but what skills have you acquired that energize you? What are you a subject matter expert for? So I just say all that to say, those are two ways. Like, you need to start up, you need to go up. What is God, like, what's the purpose that he had for me? And then go in, right? What are my natural gifts, my skills? How am I wired, right? And so those are two steps that I kind of recommend for you in order to figure out how to operationalize your dreams. The last part is this, like, this is kind of like a bridge. We're building a bridge, right? You have this ideal future for yourself. Maybe you see yourself in the NFL. Maybe you see yourself as a public speaker. Maybe you see yourself as an artist working with other artists all over the world. Whatever it is, like, that's the dream. Now you have to build the bridge from what is your skills, your values, your interests, and how do I get over that bridge to my dreams? So it takes work. It takes consistency. It takes putting yourself in position to learn. I like what Dr. Eric Thomas talks about. He talks about this concept of putting yourself in miracle territory. So I won't go into super detail, but essentially, I'm gonna butcher his last name. Toby Ngwame. Just Google him. Toby N. All right. He's got songs with Beyonce. But anyway, Toby was mentored by E.T. and his squad. Like, he wasn't even a rapper, and they nudged him to go into rapping, right? They saw the natural gift. He put himself in miracle territory just by geographically being around E.T., being at the same table with him. And he long story short, he's a very successful entertainer and rapper. Most of us need to work on putting ourselves in miracle territory. That's like the bridge, get over the bridge towards our dreams, right? So we need to be consistent in our craft. Right now, this is me trying to put myself in miracle territory. I need to make content on a daily basis. I need to be consistent. I need to put out at least one YouTube video every week. That's my goal, right? I don't know what the future looks like. I do have a dream of this blowing up, being successful, right? But in order to bridge the gap, I got to put out content regularly. This is me putting myself in miracle territory. So hopefully this is helpful for you. My hope is that we don't stop dreaming. Like, I want us to dream big, especially for the adults. I think adults, we know that it's important to tell our children, tell young folks to dream big, sky's the limit. But the same is for you. Like, don't let life hit you. Don't let life knock you out, right? I like what Mike Tyson said, where, you know, everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face, they get hit in the jaw, right? Some of us have got hit in the jaw. Some of us had a dream for our lives and we got hit in the face, we got knocked out. But hey, look, you standing back up. It's multiple rounds in the fight. It's time for you to go ahead and get up and dream big, right? So my adults, my old heads, it's time for us to dream big. If you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. As you can see, I'm at the gym now. Hit your boy up. I am on social media. You can reach out via LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram. If you need help as well, make sure that you guys visit my website, lenorecoaching.com. Got a lot of resources up there. We have a 60-day career change course. We provide coaching. We have a lot of great resources and services for you all. Check out the book, Purpose Driven Work. You guys can order on Amazon or visit my website to grab the book. I think it's going to really help operationalize you getting from point A to point B in your career. And just connect with your boy. Shoot me an email at info@lenorecoaching.com. Y'all have a blessed one. Take care. Talk to you soon.
Put on his head, I'm coming in high, I'm coming in quick, got what I got, I'm so content, he calling me big, running up chicks, running up, loving that flex, then I laugh back with my nail, I run at my place, they laughing the spread, foot on his neck.